You may have seen one of the earlier videos on the channel, and it was an installation video that Roger made for the Korniche Roof Lantern. It was done in part of the existing flat roof, so we mocked it up, we made the opening. Roger came along and literally did an unboxing, and he fitted it from scratch. It was the first time he fitted it, and it went in fantastically well. Now, I was present at the time, but I was busy doing other stuff. But when it was finished, it was sat on the roof for a while, and I did a site visit with Becky, my wife, and she came in and she was like, "Oh, a roof lantern." I said, "Yeah, it's actually a mock-up. It was for an installation video that Roger was doing." And she's like, "God, that looks amazing." I said, "Well, we're having walkovers. We're having the flat ones." And she was like, "Why are we having flat ones? I like these." And I said, "Well, that's fantastic, because the original building did have elevated roof lanterns, albeit they were from the 60s and they were terrible, single glazed, full of condensation, all the other problems associated with it. Whereas these beautiful Korniche lanterns, they're incredibly well made and particularly easy to fit. We did 3, and we did them a bit like a production line. So we put all the bases on in one go, we got all the rafters out, we put the rafters on in one go, and then we glazed them up in one go as well. And we knew that it was going to be fairly swift. Now, we probably started working about 10 o'clock that morning, and by about 2:15, 2:30, we was almost finished. That was 3 roof lanterns done. Okay, there's 2 of us, but we were also chatting away and doing a bit of, you know, working out here and there, but it was a really simple product to fit. 2 and 1. 2 and 1. The whole page is devoted to position of mastic. It's a big diagram. All right then, so let's get the silicone done. And what we're looking for is that the edge of there is almost flush with our upstand. Yeah. If you look at that, it's absolutely cock on. I'm just extremely pleased with them. They are very straightforward. The glazing detail's good. There's hardly any silicone needed apart from where you bed it onto your roof covering. So we've got the Alweeter on the roof here, comes up over the roof upstand. The upstands are around about 150 millimeters. You could probably get away with a little bit less because the weathering detail is so good. Bed the silicone on, drop the frame on, bang. That's the only bit of silicone you need. The rest is all clipped together. You've got security fixings that hold all of the glazing bars in, so I can say a very straightforward install. Drop the corner on, line the side up, let go. Because we've got obviously a lapse on the corners, what I could say to you here is these sections are really stiff and they're hardly going to flex just because of the nature. They're like T-sections. So what you could do is just push those corners gently, knowing that you're going to compress the silicone in the corners and so it contacts everywhere else. I'm just going to give corners a little push down, then it pushes onto those folds. That's lovely then. We'll get them all loosely put in. I'll start with this one over here. And they go together really easily, you know, there's no problem allocating them loose. So every single one really loose to start with. Look at that, perfect. 2 more. So one of the other things that I really particularly liked about the actual application here, the building, if you've seen the build, the Capel build series, we've got a very modern house. It was the first glass and steel house in the UK. So it's basically square boxes that are all added together. There's lots of internal corners and external corners. And from the rear garden, at the back of the garden where the summer house is, as you look down, you actually see right across the flat roof. And these 3 lanterns, they look like jewels, beautiful jewels, and when the sun glints on them, it's just absolutely gorgeous. So aesthetically as well, they really are pleasing to the eye. The colour of them is exactly like the roof covering as well, so everything works really nicely, and it just adds that bit of interest to it as well. You can almost push them in with your finger then, and then, how easy is that?
You're in position, mate?
Yeah, I'm happy there. So I really hope you enjoyed that. I'm Robin Clevitt. Come back and check out the channel soon, so come back to Skill Builder. And also, if you're a bit geeky, come and have a look at my little bits and pieces that I do on my own channel. Just search Robin Clevitt on YouTube. It's certainly not the quality that Roger and Dylan can produce, but it's just sort of infill stuff. It's for the geeks. And have something to eat, Roger?
Yeah, I'll go down the road.
Yeah, okay, I'll have a clear up while you do that.